Welcome, it's me, Persita, and this is Persita's Paradox. So this morning, let's talk about family gathering expectations. I know I fell off, my apologies. I know I said that I was getting right back on track, but hey, I am human and life got in the way, but know that I was always thinking about you in spirit. But today, let's get back on track with family gathering expectations. And what I mean by family gathering expectations is that we typically find ourselves trying to reconcile and grow closer at the end of the year. I will tell you that that's a double-edged sword. If you have the opportunity to actually reconcile or make amends with persons or one particular person or persons, do that and try to do that as quickly as possible, because the longer you allow things to settle and move on in what I'd like to call time without expressing or acknowledging them, usually makes the conversations and the relationships more complicated. So when you're in a relationship and you want to reconcile it, do your best to not wait until a season where it will grow uncomfortable for you to be particularly in a room or a family gathering and the person or you're there and you're not talking and everyone can feel the energy and it's just uncomfortable. It's not fair to anyone. During the holidays, we all want to be as joyful as possible, and we've all talked about all of the expectations of the world in so many places. So when you get to a place of vulnerability and comfort in a person's home, or particularly my home, and you are not feeling comfortable, it makes me uncomfortable. So I always try to say, if we are reconciling, if you care, let's care before the holidays. If there's no other opportunity, so be it. But it is very complicated to try to open up that can of worms in an environment that everyone is supposed to have already reconciled, right? Because a family gathering means just that, family. And if you're a friend or a loved one of a family member, you need to be conscious of you can't just be with that particular person, typically in families. You have to grow into some type of a relationship with everyone in the loved one's family that you're loving, right? So you want to be very conscious of making those amends as quickly as possible. Now, granted, there's plenty of relationships that go on and about, and the person that may like your person doesn't like your family, or vice versa. And that's fine if that works for you. There's alternative ways to get together in that type of a scenario. I would always suggest then creating another day. In our household, we have, a husband, a wife, and children, and we do Christmas a certain way. And when we want to collectively get with the family, we all do Christmas a certain way. But when you're in an environment that you're trying to bring several families together that are all completing one unit of a family, meaning the individual families are now having a larger family gathering, including all families of siblings and cousins and etc. You really want to be conscious of everyone's feelings. Even if you don't understand it, you want to be conscious of it. Now, again, the irony of this story is it is still very complicated to try to start this dialogue at the end of the year. So I'm going to always say you want to try your best to make amends before you get into a place where you have to have a family gathering. Because at family gatherings, everyone is expected to be in a loving space. But if you are not in a place where you've built any sense of relationship, you don't know anyone, and you want to feel like you do, you want to do that before the Christmas holiday. You want to actually invite them to dinner, invite them out to hang out with you in other environments, and include the other family members across the board. And if you can't do that, then my take is don't be shocked that no one is interested in trying to connect with this person or persons at the end of the year. So I hope that helps. I know that we go through a lot as we get older and we build relationships. People live, people divorce. You have connects and loyalties across the board, and it's very complicated to figure out the balance in that. But if everyone is respectful and tactful and actually putting themselves in a place of balance and not really competing, I believe it's possible. So family gatherings and those expectations can be handled if you take the time to actually solidify everyone in a respectful tone and honor each other's wishes. And again, if not, there's always the alternative of creating other days within family to connect and not really offend the opposite person or the outside person quite as much. Hope that helps. It's helped me, and it's helped my family gathering expectations a lot. I do mean a lot. So what are you doing for Christmas? Are you having the family gathering at your house? Are you having multiple parties? Are you having alternative days? Did you shift? Do you celebrate before or after Christmas? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear all about the way that you handle conflict and interactions with your family members and your loved ones, people, right? Their girlfriends, boyfriends, spouses, and etc. I'd love to hear about it. Feel free to comment below, like, share, do all those great things. I know you may be a little mad at me. I'm doing my best. I apologize immensely, but do your best today to actually comment. As always, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate all of your likes, your shares, your subscriptions. Please feel free to subscribe, and make sure you do 3 things. Live life authentic. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day.